Apologies for being late. Wasn't my fault. It's Thursday night. It is the 28th. Man, 3 days. Not even 3 days, I guess. Right? 2 days left of the month. And Jessica, are you going to be going live at 6? So Jessica's going live soon, I believe. So we're going to do breath work soon. Cass says, where's that Eric? You know, complications. Hey, Stitch. Stitch says, Yogi. Jessica says, yes, it's 6. So we will do some breath work. We will compress. Get ourselves in a nice, clear, comfortable, peaceful state. I always have issues setting mine up. Jessica? Hey, man. Hey, Michael. Michael, how are you? Lucy and Sniper. Stitch says, where is Yogi? Yogi, Yogi, Yogi. Eric, Eric, Eric. You brought me here. You summoned me, Stitch. Hey, Big Mr. Tumble, how are you? Hey, Selma. So again, we're going to do breath work early, guys. We're going to do it in just a few minutes. Anyone else in? Do a very simple 4-8 breathing. But we're going to try something different first. Let's go. Jason, oh, good. Good. Jason's a good guy. I'm glad you'll be up there with him. Hey, Nightmare. Nightmare, I need a reply to your message, but I think you got a great story to tell. Hey, Brian. Someone says, I have 2 boys fighting over you. But I thought you're already with one. Hey, Lee. Hey, Big Al. Big Al says, so all leaving a like and going to bed. See y'all tomorrow. I've been in the hospital and I'm really tired. Good night. Love to you all. Love to you, Big Al. Hope all is well. Hope everything checked out. Jessica says, oh, my neighbor's kid is in big trouble. She lied to her daddy. That's not good. Sip says, Lucy, good session earlier. Thank you. It was good. She is grounded. Well, it's not like she didn't get herself into that trouble. Hey, Darren. So, Jessica, say the word, and that's when we'll start. Lee says, hey, Mint, how did Scrabble go? Did you win, Mint? Does Daisy May, does she win all the time? I'm sorry, I missed her. I missed Carl's live stream too. Shoot. Jessica says, I'm ready. All right. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to do the 4-8 breath. Slight pause in between, but we're not going to linger there. We're just going to notice it. We did the Yoga Nidra earlier. Yoga Nidra has a lasting effect on the central nervous system. We just did it once a day. That would be enough. I'm glad I was able to do that. I will, if we have time, if you want, try to offer that once a day. So, Jessica and anyone else who wants to participate, we're going to do 10 rounds, breathing in for 4 through the nose, exhaling for 8, and we're going to use what's called the Ujjayi breath. Also means the victorious breath, but we like to call it the ocean's breath. This is when we make a sound and it sounds like we're fogging up that bathroom mirror. You ever use your breath to do that? Same thing, but with the mouth closed. You can hear that. And now I do the same thing as I breathe in. Doesn't have to be loud. Just loud enough for you to feel it. Don't even have to hear it. So if you close your eyes, we're going to relax just a little bit. The way we're going to relax is we're going to use the breath, specifically the out breath, to relax every part of the body as we scan through, starting at the head. Do it on your own. Just a quick scan. Head down to your ears, those problem areas, the temple, the jaw, the neck, shoulders, your stomach, your hips, all the way down to your toes. And anywhere you feel tense, use that out breath and just relax. You can give yourself a little sigh, that great sigh of relaxation. And then bring your attention to the belly as you're continuing to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And just watch it move back and forth for a few moments. Enter in that ha sound. I'm going to count to 3. We're going to do 10 rounds, nice and easy. 4 in, 8 out. Making the ocean sound, breathing through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let the breath go, settling into its own rhythm. Spend just a moment or two in this little peaceful spot, knowing that you carry it with you for the rest of the day, into the night, wherever you go and whatever you do. When you're ready, open your eyes, and I'll see you in the chat. Hey, Dan. Dan, how are you? Hey, Bob. Thanks for listening, Bob. Bob, how are you? And what's new with you, Dan? Brian says, thanks. You're welcome, Brian. What's new, Brian? Brian, how are your watch hours doing? You're putting in some big time up there. Hey, Skits. Spag bowl, anyone? You cooking again? Jessica says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome, Jessica. Guys, our friend Jessica is going to be live at 6 o'clock. If you want to swing on over and give her some support. If you want to go back and forth, just letting her know that you're there. If you want to go and you want to stay and hang out, I don't blame you. So speaking of live streams, today was live with Lucy. It was a lot of fun, as it always is. Mint has made spaghetti and meatballs today after seeing yours. Awesome. Brian says they're moving really fast, Eric. The watch hours are. Yeah, I thought they might be, Brian, because you're putting in a lot of big hours. Brian says, "No, got it, Eric. You do. You definitely got it." So even if I don't get a chance to say hi, when I see you live, I put you up. You're welcome, my friend. Anything else we can do to help? We know we got you back. Hey, Chris. Chris says, great live with Lucy today. Thank you, Chris. So I'm thinking how much I enjoyed doing, and I was telling this to someone earlier, how much I enjoyed doing live streams Monday nights, or I'm sorry, Monday afternoons. We do on live with Miss Flipper. Um, once a month, I'm going to be doing live with Chris. We're going to be singing TV theme songs. We might branch out. We might branch out into interpretive dance. I don't know how Chris feels about that. We might. You never know. Uh, we might move into mime. We might do charades. Who knows? Chris is an infinitely creative person, so who knows what's going to happen? Thank you, Bob. Bob sent us happy poop. As well, a few other people in the works who are going to come up and talk and share their story. So I'm thinking, everyone's got a story to tell, right? Oh, and we're going to do regular Tuesday nights with Sniper. I don't know if he wants to do it once a week, which is absolutely fine. If he wants to do it once a month, whatever Sniper, whatever works for Sniper, it's gonna work for me. Chris is laughing. I think I had you at mime, right? Or did I lose you at mime? Chris was nodding her head saying, that sounds like, and then we got to the mime part and she was like, or no, I think maybe I lost you at the interpretive dancing. Hey, Lady Sky, I tried to send you an email and it did not work. I'm gonna copy this down. I'm gonna try again. So I'm thinking, why not continue this? I've reached out to a few people if they'd want to come up and share their story, and virtually everyone said yes, or that they would they would let me know. Who here in the chat would like to do something? And let me know. Because as I mentioned, everyone has a story to tell. We've all been through something. We all are going through something. Do you think that what you've been through might help someone? Do you think it might help you to share it, to tell someone? Let me know. I wouldn't mind having a conversation with Bob. I mentioned before, but I hope he remembers. Bob was a big inspiration for me to um, burn my ships. It was Cortez, right, Sniper, on the shores of the Atlantic in South America, when he ordered all of his ships burned, and of course his people said, "Well, what's going to happen if we need to retreat?" And he was like, "Exactly, don't do it." So yeah, Bob was a big inspiration. Um, it was soon after listening to him, what he's doing and why he's doing it, how he's making it work, that I decided, well, you know what? This is what I wanted, so why not do it? Hey, Debster. Debs, how are you? So I'd love to hear Bob. I catch stories from him on his live streams, uh, but I'd love for him to share, you know, what he would like to share if he would ever want to come up. I'm not really someone who interviews, just maybe ask him some questions and then being quiet, as quiet as they can be, which ultimately, as you guys know, is not very quiet. So think about it. He says it's nice that I'm hoping Cypher comes up again. Enjoyed listening to him. He's a fountain of knowledge and life experience. Absolutely. Ladies guy. Oh, that's why it didn't work. Gotcha. 7-4. It's 746, right? Ladies guy. All right. Thank you for correcting that. I have an email up and just waiting. So Deb says I would do a testimony within a month, Yogi. Awesome. Many of you might not know that we have someone who is a living miracle. All of us are living miracle, uh, but a recent living miracle, and that would be our friend Debs. And I'm very privileged that as that was basically happening, uh, that she was able to share it with me. Debs says I'm being led to share for a while now. Hey, I'm honored that you would do it here, Debs. You know you're gonna have to show me your ID to prove that you're 18, though, right? Got to be 18. Got to be 18 to come up. It says, Eric, if I met you and rubbed your belly down and got I got 3 wishes granted. Well, everyone enjoys a good belly rub, that's for sure. Deb says, Sadie Sky is on his page on YouTube. Yes. Hey, Lady Sky, do you happen to be on? Are you on Facebook by any chance? Hey, Dennis. Dennis, how are you? Sorry, I didn't see you come in when you first came in. Deb says, rub the Buddha belly in Mexico. Scuba diving. Didn't wish that. I have a plump little Buddha. Not my favorite Buddha. My favorite Buddha is the representation of Siddhartha in meditation posture with the smile of serenity on his face. It is said that during his silent sermon, um, Buddha held up a flower and smiled, and no one got it but one person who smiled and returned, and accepted the flower and became enlightened. Silent sermon. I tried that here, and everyone was like, "Why is that old bald guy standing in front of a camera and just smiling at us? It's kind of creepy." Don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I don't do it anymore. Plus, you got to be, enlightened to extend it to others. Deb says, I'm on NPS, and yep, I got a crushing ID to show you. What was the oldest anyone's ever been that they got carded? It says, what kind of felines can bowl? Alley cats. Alley cats. I like that one. How come I couldn't get that answer? It says, cheers to that mint. Debster says he was a gold Buddha in the ocean, a gold one 80 feet down. No clue, hole, but best diving ever. Wow. You used to think that I would get an RV and drive down the Copper Canyon in Mexico, like for good. Run with the Ramamari. Ramamari are the um, indigenous Mexicans living in the canyons. It says, okay, Dipster, can recover it. Asking for a friend. Dennis says, Walgreens tried to card me. I don't buy smokes anymore. How old are you, Dennis? This guy says, no link for me, Yogi. Let's see here. Go ahead and try this. One second, guys. I just sent an email to Lady Sky. $1998, last time you were carded. Man, it was probably much more before that. It was probably, for me, it might have been in either the early 90s or the late 80s. He used to go to Georgetown for a while because the drinking age was only 18 in Georgetown. Mama says, "Careful, Yogi is a master at doxing." If I actually knew what that meant, I might take exception to that. We're gonna remove that for now, although it is available. Debs says, "I'm old as dirt." So if you're older than me, you're a fossil. You and I are pretty close, Debs. Mint says, "Well, Debs, I was just speaking with you. How old are you, Mint?" Debs is fascinating year. That was 98. It's a hinge pivot year, Debs. I quit drinking in 1999. Deb says, I was carded yesterday. That's when I saw Buddha. Oh, you were carded yesterday? I don't even need the card to prove that I'm a senior. That's when it really sucks. Lady Scott says, okay, I got you. Hi, Yogi. Awesome. Thank you, Sky. Looking forward to connecting. Deb says 40 is a youngin. Who's 40? Oh, Ben is 40. I thoroughly enjoyed most of my 40s. Some troubles. I got married at 40. I had been with him for a bit before, um, but we decided to go ahead. Deb says about a lighter. They carded you for a lighter? Sissy said, God bless all of you. God bless you, Sissy. Emma says, what age did you get to yogi when you started feeling like you were getting old? It's a good question. I don't know as I actually feel old. Now, I have to make a few concessions in recovery. It did hit me not long ago that, I am in late autumn of my life. I have more years behind me than I now have in front of me. And that is a sobering thing to consider, but it's not a bad thing to consider. Uh, a lot of times we don't want to think about aging and we don't want to think about death. Um, but, there's a Sufi and Buddhist saying, die before you die, meaning free yourself. One of the aspects, one of the five afflictions of the mind in Buddhism and yoga psychology, fear of death and how it hinders us to be alive. I'm not saying, you go out and you defy death, but Carlos Castaneda would talk using death as our advisor because death is constantly stalking us. Left side can tap us at any moment. If you knew that death was there, hey, so now stalking, and in any moment would tap you on the shoulder, a large amount of self importance would disappear. Would you really be upset at all the trivial things that we find ourselves upset about if you knew that death was going to tap you on the shoulder? You would enjoy life that moment so much. But that's always the case. So we take death as an advisor. When we find ourselves filled with self importance, hubris, how dare someone? We're wasting our energy. Sissy says, modernize death is an illusion. Tell us some more, Sissy. I definitely want to hear more. The end is always the beginning. Let me look up a little quote here. I always refer to, I've done some fairly intense studying, Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. My own experiences with meditation, with yogic tantric practices, where they'll mimic death. Studying the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, who came to his self-realization. Um, but I don't know. What I like is the story of Suzuki Roshi, Zen master Suzuki Roshi. Um, when he was on his deathbed, and they were asked, his followers asked him, "What's going to happen? What's going to happen, you two? Now, when you're going to die, what's going to happen after?" And he said, "I don't know." And they were shocked. He was a Zen master. You're supposed to know. You're enlightened. You're awakened. And he said, "Yes, but I am not a dead Zen master. Cross that bridge when you come to it." But that doesn't mean we should not be prepared. There was a particular one. from Richard Bach. Have you ever read Richard Bach, guys? He wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Wonderful book. My favorite, though, Illusions. I always have a copy laying around. I could find it. If Kat is listening, I could find it just like that if I wanted to. Because I know where every single book is in this room, in my house. And I can pull it off the shelf at any time. I just don't want to right now, Kat. So here's a quote from Richard Bach. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls the butterfly. I love that quote. Matter of fact, I love it so much, we're going to put it in the conversation and we're going to pin it. If anyone's still here hanging out in 10 minutes, remind me to take my sleep supplement. Let's see. Skit says, Yogi, you got to try one of Joanna's famous lemon curd buddies. I would. Well, is it vegan? Hey, little Joe. Hey, so it's after 6 o'clock. Can you guys do me a favor? Can you guys swing on over to, hey, Dean, appreciate it. Can you swing on over to Jessica's and show some support if you haven't already? I'll still be here. Just go in and say, hey, we're showing some love. If you want to come back, if you want to hang out, either way is absolutely fine with me. So I was talking about Little Joe says, hey Yogi, new subscriber, Skits Minty and everyone recommending your channel as you are very good. Well, thank you. I hope I can live up to your expectations, Little Joe. I enjoy you being here and hanging out with us. Let me bring up Little Deb's channel. Let's give her a shout out. Little Joe, sorry, that said Little Deb's. I'm subscribed to you, Joanna. So I was talking about my having people come up and talk. On my dream list, whenever they want. Thank you, Sissy. Whenever they want, and speaking of Sissy, whenever they think that it's something that they would like to do, absolutely zero pressure from me. So I don't want to see. I don't even want to sound like I'm asking. I'm just leaving the door open. If Sissy, Soul Stars, would like to come up, she never has to. No one who comes up has to show themselves if they don't want to. I would love to have a live stream, a conversation once a week, once a month, once a year, whenever she would. Well, she wanted to provide the time. There is so much information she has to share. Just a conversation. I'd love to have her up and talk about the New Earth for all things Eckhart Tolle. I'd love to hear how she got on her path. How I can see the importance Eckhart Tolle has played in her life. And I'd love to hear that connection. You're welcome, Little Joe. Hey, Little Joe, since you are friends with Skits and friends with Mint, we're going to go right ahead and mod you up. We're going to mod you up right now. We're going to skip the initial initiation process that we always have people do. The Dance of Flames, Trial by Fire, the Balancing Act, and the going back to the interpretive dance that everyone has to do before they get modded up. Because you're friends with Skits and Mint, we're going to skip all of that. Put you right there. Sniper says the illusion of chance and the perceived reality of the force are interwoven. The force seems solid, a product of growth and time. It is merely a visible manifestation of unseen patterns. The action takes place underground. I'm a big fan of the unseen. Oh, hey, Dino. I would say your whole name, but I know I would mangle it. Massasaurus. Dino Massasaurus. I think I did it right. I'm a friend of one of your viewers, Super Champion. He introduced me to you. Well, thank you so much, Dean. Let's shout you out too. Let's bring up your channel. Super Champ is awesome. One of my all-time favorite people. Modded? Modded to you, Dino. Welcome in, my friend. The says, fully understand it. One must look beyond the trees and into the forces that shape them. For the only thing that is truly real is the consciousness that perceives it. Yes, absolutely. I love when my dad passed away. I did a dive into Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master, and his book, No Fear, No Death. And he talked about looking deeply in the palm of your hand and you see your ancestors. He would look deeply in the palm of his hand after his mother passed away, and he saw the presence of his mother, not just metaphorically, not just lyrically, literally. I took so much comfort from that. Well, you have to dance to become a mod? That's pretty cool. Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, there's a trial by fire. Um, there's a breath holding feat that you have to do. The balancing feats, the whole series. And, you know, it's always going to be a little different for everyone. When you are ready, sniper, you won't know where he is. You won't even sense his presence. But when you're ready, sniper will be behind you. He'll tap you on your shoulder and he'll just nod. And then you'll know. Hey, Selena. How are you, my friend? I was close. Dino Masaurus. Masaurus. Dino Masaurus. I think I got it. You mind if I just call you Dino? So, Sissy, let me know if that is ever anything that you would be interested in. What's up, Toy Pups? Sissy says, death is an unconscious bondage contract. Now, with the Course of Miracles, death happens within the illusion. When we wake from the illusion, we realize there's no death. I'm glad you enjoyed the terror. I have fun when Lucy comes up, always. Dino says, perfect, but you can get trying to say so. Call me Dean or Dino. It's fine by me. Thank you, Dino. Much appreciated. Dempsey says, Mother Earth is a little angry, at man right now. I mentioned that earlier today. Little Joe says, Seb, I'm not too bad. Thank you. Feeling better than a couple of days ago. Hope you're doing okay. What was going on a couple of days ago, Little Joe? Nightmare says, Lucy is wonderful. She sure is. Nightmare, I'm looking forward to you and I talking. Lee says, oh, Joanna, a nice cup of tea. We always hear every day. Love another. Yep. Deb says, yes, squirrel. I've been an observer since I lived in the mountains of North Carolina, where I found my soul. Always the last place you look for it, isn't it? Lee says, nightmare she is. Sissy says, you want to bargain with the slavery planet mentality? Or Sniper says, Steiner girl, Lucy was epic as always. Agreed. Epic and lovely. Oops. I think it's supplement time, right? Or just about. I've been taking a bit of a higher dose of melatonin. That is good and bad at the same time. I've been up a little bit later than I should be. So taking that high dose puts me to sleep, but I've been getting maybe a little under 5 hours, a little bit under 5 hours. Thank you, Sissy. Dina says, also, I forgot to say it's nice to meet you. Thank you, Dino. It's nice to meet you too. Little Joe says, if I'm going to be really open, this time last year, my father was dying from cancer. It's like it's only happening. Been numb, in a sense, for a year. Hey, Little Joe, I can understand that. It's been 4 years since I lost my father. I had a little conversation about it earlier, and it is still hard for me to talk about. I talk about it often because it's hard to talk about. For me, it's important not to bypass. Don't shove things aside. We have some people here that practice shadow work, and shadow work is all about facing those things that we don't want to face because we don't want to hide them. Because we might hide them, but that doesn't mean they're gone, and that doesn't mean that they are not acting out. Um, the thing, Joe, let yourself feel what you feel. It's okay to mourn. It's okay to be in grief. It's okay to miss someone terribly. It's even okay to miss someone terribly when you're moving on. What you are experiencing, whatever it is that you are experiencing, is okay. This is what the Buddha meant about suffering. Suffering isn't grief. We think when we're experiencing grief that we're suffering. Nope, we're experiencing grief. Grief isn't suffering, but our refusal to accept that we're grieving is suffering. Sadness isn't suffering. Depression isn't suffering. It's just depression. It's just sadness. It's just grief. It's just whatever is occurring. But it's a refusal to go through what we need to go through. To literally mourn the loss or the appearance of the loss. We accept that. Then we start seeing what Thich Nhat Hanh saw, that the presence of our loved ones are still there and still with us. They've changed form now to the formless, but that's awesome because in the formless, they're all encompassing. They are always in your heart. They're more in depth, more intimate than they've ever been before. I'm sorry, Keith. Keith says my mom passed from COVID. She had a COPD. That's why I share my verbal medicine skills. Brings me peace and a purpose. Hey, Keith, I'm glad you found us. And I'm glad that you share what you share. Grief is organic. You're absolutely right. Let me take my supplement. Number says that's awful, Keith. I'm really sorry to hear that. I just got over COVID. It was really terrible. Um, my father was dying of congestive heart failure during the COVID shutdown. I've never been. This is where my um, anxiety kicked into overdrive. I had never been so scared in my life at that time because I had to shut down my business because it was a home business. I either went to people's homes or they went to my home. Even a cold at that point in my dad's life, um, any kind of a virus would have been life threatening. And I made a vow and I promised that my dad would not die alone in a hospital. He was not going to die alone. Since he says even plants fight, it, thanks for bringing that up. Um, there's a section about that and some of the core studies. Is there ego in the plant kingdom? Here's the take. All of it is an illusion. It's ego because it's been created by the ego. It's been projected. When we heal the projection, the perception changes. Everything is a healing journey. Anything that appears in front of you is appearing in consciousness. That's what Sniper had said up above. Appearing in consciousness. There's only consciousness. If it appears, you own it. Ultimate responsibility. It sucks. But it also gives you an opportunity to heal. Emma says, I hear you on that, Yogi. My granddad died during lockdown, and my family weren't even allowed to see him. Keith says, I'd use color breathing and anchoring for anxiety. Preaching to the choir, my friend. He says, I love the romantic ways and traditions of the traveling gypsy community. Me too. Me too, Lee. I always have. I was thinking about that earlier today because I watched the clip of Tyson Fury. Deb just says Shadow card had just pulled out before this live. Wow. If you ever want to talk shadow work, talk with Sissy. Hey, Debster, I don't know if you heard me ask in the afternoon live stream, and if you did, I missed your answer. How was your own card reading going? Little Joe says, I've had dreams about my dad. He's with my mom. They always look about 30 years old, and they look healthy and vibrant. How do you interpret that, Joe? You know, Sniper and I talked about this the other day too. The Aboriginal tradition. Hey, Duncan. Diet, Duncan. He had it for quite some time, but he was able to live quite healthily with it. But at 94, it accelerated rather quickly. The Aborigines, dream time. Dream time isn't the opposite of reality. Not in the Aboriginal tradition. Dream time is actually reality, and this non-dreaming time, or what we consider wakefulness, is the transitory experience. So if we are dreaming of our parents, who's to say? Who's to say that our parents aren't dreaming about us? That's our connection. Little Joe says, I interpret the dream of my parents saying that they're out of pain and happy where they are. Hey, Little Joe, I join you in that interpretation. Does A Course in Miracles have a one-line statement that basically sums up its philosophy? I can't think of one line, but I can think of just a few. Nothing real can be threatened. So 2 lines, 3 lines. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Let's go over to the Google machine. Hey guys, have you visited Jessica? So I Googled up and AI overview. Course in Miracles summed up in one line. Nothing real can be threatened. It's funny, a lot of people throw stuff at me. Oh yeah? Well, what about this? Doesn't this threaten? Of course. All kinds of stuff threaten. That doesn't make it real, right? Nothing real can be threatened. Meaning, if I'm threatened about losing my life, the life that I'm imagining to be real isn't. Eternity is real. The infinite is real. Sissy says, ascension already occurred, and now we remember. Hey, Duncan, I've been talking about having people coming up, conversation, sharing stories, how they got where they were. Would you be interested in coming up and spending an afternoon? We could do it at the earlier time if you wanted. Be easier for you. Keith says, my roadmap to healing is fix our loops, fix our lives. I'm glad we're all here to heal together. Susie says, light into matter and returning in remembrance of the original light. That is the essence of the meditation that I teach. Certified teacher, primordial sound meditation, which is an ancient yogic Vedic meditation. And the mantra that you receive, your personal mantra, is the vibrational pattern of the universe the moment you came into manifestation. When you come from the unmanifest to the manifest, we use the mantra to take us back to the unmanifest. The moment you came from formlessness to form, we use the mantra to take us back to formlessness. And it's very much related to transcendental meditation. The same yogic ocean, same yogic stream. He says, as you wonder about your path to your healing, feel the peace and comfort embraced with every healing breath. Duncan says, sure, discussing what did you say? Well, I kind of tailor it to each person. So, but it doesn't have to be exclusively so. We could take it in any direction you want. Man, with you, we could talk about training for probably for hours. I wouldn't mind hearing more about your diet. At the same time, there's a lot that there's a lot of things that we don't know. I mean, I know you're an ex-professional athlete. Uh, that you're one of the most explosive burpee practitioners out there, and I know that um, you travel a bit. I know that you're a well sought out trainer, but we don't know Do you have your own spiritual practice? I know your wife practices yoga. Nightmare says, got to log out early tonight. Yogi, thanks for the stream. Thank you, Nightmare. She says, flee, 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 free, free, free. Leah said, I feel that, Keith. I would not shy away from discomfort, though. Learn to heal, but we can only heal when we recognize that which we're healing from. Again, my view is zero bypassing. Keith says, I'm just a hermit healer. Duncan says, sure, but I'd love to have a chat. Awesome. Just when you get an opportunity, send me a time that works for you, a time and a day. Dino says, I'm back. Well, sorry, I had to go take my meds. That's okay, Dino. Hey, Dolly. Dolly says, evening, Yogi. Amazing, awesome, wonderful friends. Blessings to you. A lovely chat. Thank you so much, Dolly. Very much appreciated. Keith says, verbal medicine skills. I apologize, I missed some comments, guys. Joe says, I generally appreciate all on this chat. I believe everything is guided to places of understanding and people and events. Everything is a learning experience. Agreed, little Joe. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, and thank you so much for being here. Experiences and perspectives. Sorry, guys, I think I blocked out for a second. I'm back. Which others conflict with their core beliefs, which is the sort of questioning self beliefs. Sissy says, love you, Phoenix. Lee says, say, Dolly, good evening. Hey, Dolly, you want to come up and sing some Elvis tomorrow? Alchemy at its best. Sissy says, belief is the most powerful force in the universe. Hey, Sissy, how often is that force misused? Oh, Duncan says, can you say just again the summary statement of A Course in Miracles? Yes. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Let me know if you want to unpack that. Google says nothing real can be threatened, nothing real exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Yep. Hey, Heart Matters. The strongest minds question their own beliefs the most often. I agree with that. Hey, Praveen. Praveen says, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Little Joe says, thank you for your channel, Yogi. I heard great things about it, and you. Thanks to Seb, Skits, Mint, and many others. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for my friends for having good things to say about me. That's a relief. Sissy says, too friggin' often, to be frank. That's what I thought you were going to say. So another great line from Course in Miracles, and I've been quoting it an awful lot. Tolerance for pain may be high, but it's not without limits. Meaning, thank you, Toy Pups. We're going to miscreate with our belief system. We're going to miscreate with our thoughts. Course in Miracles says there is only one mind, the mind of God, and we are thoughts within the mind of God, endowed with every creative ability of that one mind, except for one. We can never make ourselves. We've already been created. And yet, somewhere in that great mind, we had our own idea. What would it be like if we were our own creator? It was what the Course called a tiny mad idea. And in that tiny mad idea, there was a great whoosh because we are creative beings. We forgot to laugh. And this universe came into existence. With all the pain and all the suffering that the world entails. So if you want to fix it, you have to fix it not on the level of the problem, which is a level of form. You fix it on the level of mind. You fix it on the level of consciousness. You examine your thoughts. You're looking for those little points of darkness, and you heal it through forgiveness. You heal it by extending love. The ego projects, and we're projecting our guilt for believing that we are separate from God, which we're not, separate from each other, which we're not. We're projecting it out, our beliefs, that we are small, insignificant, and separate, and we've created a world. But the world's an illusion. But there is a real world just beneath that doesn't hold our belief system. And we get there, we get back there. We get back to true creation by forgiving the illusion, not trying to rearrange the furniture on the deck of the Titanic, but by forgiving the illusion. So when someone confronts you, don't make it real. Part of the illusion. They're helping you waking up. Everything is self-help. Every single thing is self-help. When someone challenges you, when someone pushes your buttons, don't take it to the point where this form is who they are. The whole nature of namaste, and everyone says it, namaste literally means the divinity within me, the light, the formlessness that resides within me, recognizes and salutes the same light, the same formlessness that is within you, the very same light. It doesn't say except for you because you're a bad person, except for you because you're this or you're that. Nope, it just means you've forgotten. Namaste says, I remember maybe a little bit, and I choose to remember the same in you. Was there anyone more despicable in history than the people who put Jesus on the cross? And what did Jesus do? The whole lesson of the Course in Miracles says you can survive your own crucifixion. And in doing so, you offer the world your resurrection. It's the only nature of the cross is that you can survive your own crucifixion. And how easy our crucifixions are in comparison to actually being placed on a cross. What if your crucifixion, someone getting on your nerves? What if your crucifixion is someone tailgating you? What if your crucifixion is a troll? Are you going to seek to crucify them? Are you going to offer them the crucifixion, or are you going to offer them the resurrection? That's the goal. Sorry, guys. Where was I? Dino says, same, I heard about your channel through Super. He said, at a place that's really peaceful and a place to relax and connect with others, he strived to be better. Thank you for being here, Dino, and big thank you for Super Chat. As I mentioned, he's just an awesome guy. I did take it, Sniper. Thank you so much. Sissy says, love you, my friend. We love you too, Sissy. Heart says the opposite is also true. The weakest minds have certainty in all their beliefs. The modern non-duality Zen teacher, Anishanti, says you may as well start with don't know. You may as well start with I don't know, because that's where you eventually will end up. That great cosmic shrug, I don't know. The Zen Buddhism, they say start with the don't know mind, because that's where you're going to end up. Start there, because you're going to end there. And I'm so happy that you guys heard good things about the channel. Praveen says, yes, sir. Thank you for being here, Praveen. I have befriended a fruit fly, guys. Just here hanging out with me. Stepper says it's not reading the words, it's the space in between that makes the word. Yep. Then they say it's a space. It's the space between the notes that make the song. It's the space within the vase or vase. If you're fancy, and obviously looking at me, you know I'm a fancy person. Doesn't get any fancier than this. I say vase and envelopes. Aunts. I don't know what you guys say. And I say apricots. That's how fancy I am. Back to the trees again, Eric. See the woods, not at the tree. You guys heard the story from Anthony DeMello, the East Indian priest, monk. He talked about when we were children, we used to look up in the sky and we would see these magically winged, feathered creatures, just filled with magic, how they could hang in the sky. And we'd never cease to be fascinated. And we would look at them for hours and hours and hours. And then one day, a well-meaning adult came by and said, oh, it's a sparrow. Gave it a name. And we no longer saw magic. We shrugged. Oh, sparrow. I see them all the time. It's the same with, man, when we were kids coloring, and we might want to make the sky black and the grass red, whatever we wanted, the world was ours. And again, a well-meaning adult came by and said, hey, grass is always green. The sky's never red, or whatever. And while you're at it, stay in the lines. If I had a prayer for you guys right now, it would be color outside of the lines and color the grass whatever color you want grass to be. Believe in magic. I talk a lot about those moments of re-enchantment. Just when I was losing that feel for magic, for real magic, something would fall into my life, literally fall into my life, that would cause me to become re-enchanted with it again. Sometimes I wonder if that was good or bad, because it turned out pretty weird, guys. I know that's coming as a big, deep surprise to you guys. You're looking at me thinking, you, this well-adjusted, normal-looking person who shows up on my screen every day, 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day, the most well-adjusted person in the world, it's an illusion, guys. It's an illusion. I am deeply, deeply weird in a sense that I'm going to hope Squirrel's going to explain. Hey, Sniper, can you tell everyone how weird we are? Heart says, funny enough, the sky is red every single day. It's called the red shift, both dawn and dusk. Hey, so we were onto something back then, weren't we? Sky is falling. Bullshit. Bull shift. Little Joe says, I see a lot of robins and dragonflies around me lately. So hey, little Joe, what do you think that's what do you think that's telling you? Hey, Adam. Adam, the sweat king, the sweat artist. Um, hey, Tiger King. Would like you to do live on a walk to see. Sorry, I missed you came in. Um, oh my God, amazing. Thank you. I've considered that. Freed says in Buddhism, ego is not viewed as a fixed inherent self, but rather as an illusion or a collection of mental formations that causes suffering. Same in yoga. Um, and most definitely, Course in Miracles takes it even deeper. But hey, Praveen, and amazingly enough, neuroscience shows the very same thing. Neuroscience has caught up with Buddhism. I have several books written by neuroscientists on that same thing. One is Why Buddhism is True. It's a wonderful book. The wildlife means animals that Eric sees him in his garden. Yeah, I live in a really beautiful area. It's not way out in the country. It's a little suburban area, but it was planned to be this way. It was planned to offer wildlife and woods and fields. So he says, beginner mindset. Super, hey, super artist, welcome in, my friend. Hey, Tiger King, I want to set something clear with you, my friend. It's not that I don't want you to come up on the 10th. And I know you said, that you didn't want to any longer, which is fine if you don't want to. Um, I want people to get to know you sooner rather than later. And it's hard for me to plan too much in the future because I don't know what's going to happen on the channel from one day to the other. And I would hate to say yes to you and then for some unforeseen reason not have it work out. Dino says, thank you for welcoming me with open arms. Absolutely, Dino. Absolutely. Super Artist says, Dean, anytime, bro. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Mike Jones said that I was a beautiful trans woman. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me on a live stream before. Then it says, huffing and puffing. Lee says, I have noticed a unification in chat and some really meaningful conversations these last few weeks. We seem to be relaxing more. I think so, Lee. A collective healing. Right people falling in place. But you know what? Sometimes we don't recognize the right people. Sometimes you know what? Um, Back to Carlos Castaneda. We're talking an awful lot about shamanism. Super Artist is back. He talked about petty tyrants. Petty tyrants are the disruptors, the ones that come in to shake things up. If you don't have a petty tyrant in your life, go out and find one. They're the ones that help you reduce your self importance. Everything needs to be this way. I need to come into a live stream and it needs to be this way. And then a petty tyrant comes in and says, sometimes it isn't. And it's okay to learn how to adjust. It's okay to like what you like, and it's okay to want things to be a certain way. But life has a tendency to throw us curveballs. So we got to learn how to hit them. Super Artist says, embrace positivity. Vitality Fox says, I feel like I'm in jail. Only you hold the key, my friend. Let yourself out. Tiger King says, September 4th. Then come up, Eric. What you say that? Hey, what day of the week is September 4th? The only reason I ask is because, we do have like preset, like Thursday's Lucy in the afternoon. Monday's going to be with Miss Flipper. Tuesday with Squirrel Sniper. Hey, Stephen Price. Stephen Price says, what a shine in that head. Shining as bright as freshly polished chromium. Keep up the radiant shine. Thank you, Stephen. Welcome back, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see you. My first comparison with chromium. I like it, Stephen. Stephen, how is your shine doing, my friend? Why can't you? Vitality Fox, why can't you? The whole lesson of Buddha was to show that everyone can awaken. The whole lesson of Jesus is that everyone attains the resurrection. Everyone, every single one, no one's exempt, including you, Vitality Fox. If any one person has ever become enlightened, and they have, that means enlightenment is not just a possibility, it's a guarantee. We wake up together. One person wakes up, the whole world wakes up. Yogi is a real space cowboy. They do call me Maurice. I am a gangster of love. Embrace self-love. Absolutely, Super Champ. Tiger King says, Seb, what have you been up to and where are you from? So, hey, Tiger King, if everything works out, let me know which time slot you want to come up, and sure, we will do our best to make that work. I can't make an absolute promise. The reason I don't make an absolute promise is because I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to say yes and then say, I'm sorry, my friend, something came up. So let's say tentatively, if it works out for you, we'll go ahead and do it. There's a dark wolf and a light wolf in us. The wolf that dominates is the one that feeds the most. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Dennis. Vitaly Fox says, every time I step out, I get hurt. I feel more at home in the dark. In the dark isn't a bad place to be. We start where we start, Vitality Fox. It's a Thursday. So Thursday, maybe in the evening. Remember, that might be if Cat and Jack is, if she wants to come up again. Thursday is always sort of reserved for Lucy and Cat and Jack. Now, Cat and Jack might not make it. She is putting her spot on reserve list, but it's her spot nonetheless. Let's see. Heart Meta says, interesting about chromium. Doesn't exist in nature. We have to make it using chromite that we most mine in South Africa. I didn't know that. Tipper says, Vitality Fox, when you realize this realm gives you back exactly what you project, you'll start to step forward. Paveen says, Eric Sniper, Paveen, 3 hearts. When seen, laugh in the sun, stand firm in the lean. When storms appear, they guard the green. Hand in hand, dream team supreme, forever serene, friends evergreen. Beautiful, Paveen. Beautiful, my friend. That's going to replace the pinned comment. We're only going to be live for a few more minutes, but let's get it up there. Place of honor, my friend. Little Joe says, Lee, I didn't know you're Stretford. Used to go Stretford, Amdale, missed weekends growing up. They had terrapins and tanks in there, I recall. I just took some film clips of turtles today. Lee says, Joe, we may know each other. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to be packing it up. Do you want to get to sleep a little bit earlier? Sissy says, once you realize nothing is original and the mirror is all there is, epic. Imagine that. From Jungarian psychology to shamanism to Kabbalah, Buddhism, yoga, Course in Miracles, mystical Christianity, all point at the same thing. If you recognize it, it's because it's yours. You've projected it. If it's there, if you don't like it, if it's pushing your buttons, if it's there, I said that twice, you own it. It's yours. The entire basis of Jungarian psychology and archetypes, everything about shadow work, it's your shadow. All of it, the negativity, even the heroic qualities you see in another, it's yours. You just refuse to own it. So we projected it out there. Heal it. And you see it differently. Course Miracle says, do not seek to change the world, seek to change how you see the world. And then the world changes. Super Artist says, Yogi, can I come up and keep you company to the end of the stream? It's going to be about 3 minutes. So come on up. Tiger King says, would you do a live in garden to see wildlife, IR? Let me know, please. Probably not, Tiger King. Maybe in the afternoon sometime. My morning walk, where I do most of my filming, I consider it kind of a sacred time. Hey, Sigma. How are you, my friend? It's just me and the wildlife. It took me a while to even bring a camera with me. Snipper says, Tiger King, unfortunately, the Wi-Fi doesn't reach. It's a good thought, too. Hadn't even occurred to me, but it's true. Sometimes I get things wandering in my backyard, and if I do, I will try to bring up a live stream. Super Champ, my friend, how's your chest feeling?
My chest?
You're pretty sore, right?
Yes.
Had a good workout.
Extremely. Yes.
Hey, let's pick up where we left off the other day. Does anyone have any straw hat questions for Super Champ? Were you surprised that people actually had straw hat questions for you last time?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by the person who said, who asked the question if straw hats are for women or men.
Thank you, Lee. See you tomorrow. Little Joe says, I love nature. It's most relaxing. It is. Pavid says, slow buddy. I was going to ask you something, and I don't remember. And I think it was straw hat related.
Of course it was.
Do you only have straw hats?
No, actually.
That's it. I'm glad I asked. We're learning something new.
Yes, of course. I don't know why I feel a lot more confident than last time.
Because you pull it off. You look good. See, Dino said, hey, wow, I like that one. Dino says, I do. My therapist, when you wear a straw hat, does it increase your muscular strength by allowing better flow to the scalp, cooling it down and calming the nerves. Is that true? Does it?
Yes, that is true.
That's an important question.
I like wearing my straw hat when I squat or even deadlift.
That might make you a pretty famous powerlifter. The only powerlifter on the platform in a straw hat.
I'm not sure if they allow that.
You know what? You were meant to defy the rules.
Yeah, why not?
When you show up as a super champ, they're gonna be like, you gotta let him wear the hat. Hey, Sniper wants to know, can you flip the hat like Michael Jackson? I bet
What do
you
you
can't
mean?
because we saw you dance like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson did that. You like flip it down the arm and then you flip it back up.
I don't know how to do that.
All right, we have an assignment for you. You know, tomorrow's Friday when we sing and we entertain. We expect you to come up. Can you Google Michael Jackson hat and then come up and do it on the live stream?
I am not making any promises. Also, Dean asks, by what percentage you say the straw hat increases your strength by? Uh, it doesn't increase physical strength per se, but psychological strength. So, 100%.
Tiger King says, when put that hat on, uh, does it make him feel happy? Can dance?
Yeah, yes,
We've seen
very
it,
happy.
and we've seen the dance. I don't know if you want to demonstrate that dance again.
And just, you know what? Just because Dean is here and he's a close friend of mine, I will do it just because of him.
Take it away.
Uh,
I was dancing last night.
what?
I was dancing last night.
Please don't laugh.
Here it is, guys.
Yeah, that's all I got. Sorry.
That's enough. That's enough. I'm not falling for that, Sniper.
What?
Sniper has a link for Michael Jackson's hat flip, but I'm not going to click on it. Click on it at your own risk.
Like I said, I'm not making any promises.
Pino says that was a masterful performance. Little Joe says, good night, Yogi. And thank you again for your live stream, your channel, and your kindness. Good night in chat and have a great evening. Much love to you, Little Joe. Thank you so much. Praveen says,
What?
wow, lovely mate. Great. Tiger King gave you 10 out of 10.
Ah, thanks.
It's pretty high rating from Tiger King. Last
Yeah,
week when I
that's
sang,
crazy.
he only gave me an 8 out of 10. So you know he's honest. All right, what else we got going on? What's your best lift? I think I asked you that. Deadlift?
132 kilograms.
I mean, as like, what is your best? What do you, or maybe I should say your favorite. What is the one that you're the strongest on?
Leg press.
Well, for the power lifts,
Deadlift.
deadlift. I thought so. You know why I thought so? Because you have long arms, which are
Yes, I
gonna
also
serve you. It's
continue.
gonna serve you well with your deadlifts.
Apologies, that was just my brother.
That's all right. So anyway, I gotta wrap things up. You gonna come up and sing tomorrow?
I can't make promises.
You gonna come up and dance tomorrow?
No.
That was a promise. You just promised me that you're not gonna come up and dance.
Dean has one last question, if it doesn't bother you.
It does not bother me. I have another
Would you
question.
say
Go ahead.
No, go you.
Would you say a straw hat would look good on a Tyrannosaurus Rex in high heels? It's an excellent question.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Now, are you just estimating, or do you have this based upon some kind of scientific fact? Dinosaurology, I believe, is the science, right? That's what it's called, dinosaurology.
I mean, dinosaurs have pretty small hands and they have pretty big legs, so high heels would look good on them. And also, they have a small head, so a straw hat would look pretty nice on them too.
Okay, that's a very well thought out scientific argument, and I really appreciate um, you giving it the thought and energy that it deserved. And as well, it was an amazing question. That shows you with science, it takes an amazing question to get an amazing answer. We just saw that
Yeah, that's
demonstrated here.
true.
If you could maybe write this up in a scientific report and bring it to my desk, I'll give you Monday. I know it's early, so if you can have it by Monday morning.
I don't know, maybe.
Dina says, because me personally, I think it would look good. Also, it's called paleontology. Then you just made that word up. Paleontology. No one ever heard of paleontology. It's called
No,
dinosaurology,
it's
right?
actually a thing.
It's called dinosaurology, isn't it? Right? Help me out here, Super Champ.
This is not my domain. I do not know.
Help me out, Super Champ. What's it called? Sissy.
Uh,
Dinosaurology.
prehistorology.
Okay, I like that. Dinosaurology is the study of dinosaurs in the prehistorological age, right? If you could fit that into the paper that you have on my desk by Monday, I'd really appreciate it.
I'm
Don't
sorry,
get him started.
I can't stay in character.
Don't get Sniper started on dinosaurs. You know why? Because Dinosaur is a dinosaurologist. He knows all about them. He knows that the
Trust me, Dean knows a lot about dinosaurs.
him and Sniper are going to have to go head to head in the world of.
That would be an interesting fight to see.
Would definitely be an interesting. Runner Boy says he sees all. Behave, Runner Boy. Sissy says dinosaur is really dragon, my friend. There you go.
Hmm.
Dino says, but science, but dinosaurology sounds cool, so we'll go with that. The truth is, I wasn't sure I knew how to pronounce paleontology, but I just did. So when in doubt, I'd rather make something up as far as words go. Sissy says, my former mother-in-law was a paleontologist, dinosaurologist. She passed away in May. First, Sissy. Look at that. Runner Boy comes in firing all the cannons. I know a lot about dinosaurs since I have all Yogi's info noted down. Don't laugh at that.
I'm sorry, I can't stay in character.
Runner Boy just called me old. Pavine said hi.
Oh.
Hey, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash is making my Titanic on Minecraft into my horror game, Titanic. That sounds pretty awesome. All right. I have to go, and you got work to do. Scientific papers.
Nah, more like sleep.
As long as the paper is there Monday morning.
Okay, sir.
Michael says Yogi isn't a dinosaur. He's just pickled. Thank you. Michael comes to my rescue. I can always count on you, Michael.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being old, though.
It's true. I do okay for an old man. Tiger King said there's a 60 card. Yes, Tiger King. The 60 card. Thank you for reminding me.
60 years young, not old.
There you go. I feel pretty good for 60. I feel pretty good. I don't even want to say 460. I feel pretty good. Just he's laughing. Hey, I gotta ask you something, and I'm sorry I ask you this all the time. Uh, Speaking of age, because you look young, but I know you're not because you just had your 18th birthday. Can you tell everyone how old you are?
Well, how does this look?
You look like you're 27 when you do that.
Well, there you go.
Um,
In all seriousness, though, I am 18 years old.
Thank you. Reason I ask because every once in a while YouTube tunes in, and they they have the new policy with age. So we have everyone who comes on the live stream, they got to be 18 years old. And you were so kind because you had wanted to come up and you said, "Hey, when I turn 18, can I come up?" Um, and you were patient. I appreciate that. I'm going to point out one more thing. Yesterday, um, you were the voice of tolerance in some intolerant behavior, and you never cracked, you never wavered, you always were kind. Um, you know what I'm talking about?
I think I remember. Uh, was it the guy that was talking about Jesus and stuff?
Yes, which is absolutely fine. I always tell people you can talk about
Yeah,
all the
there's
stuff you
nothing
like to
wrong
talk about.
with that. Everyone talks about their religion. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just wrong when you try to enforce it.
Yes, when some they try to make you wrong for believing something different. It's okay to believe what you believe, but it's not okay to make someone wrong for believing what they believe. And they try to do that to you, and you never took the bait. You never lost your
Well,
temper.
that's because of Big Al and I think someone else too.
Hi, Daisy.
They handled the situation pretty greatly,
They
so
did.
I
They did.
couldn't get mad.
Right.
Like out of respect for them, it wouldn't be okay if I got angry.
But that's awesome because you didn't get angry out of respect. It showed to me, showed me the person that you are, and I couldn't be prouder to call you a friend.
Why? Thank you.
You're welcome. With that, though, I'm going to go to bed. Daisy says, "Hi, Yogi." Hi, Daisy. Daisy, everyone was talking about the fantastic Scrabble game. I do believe in you, Runner Boy. I believe you're going to scream my name at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Tiger Singh says, "Can I read his question?" I will look for it.
Well, good night.
Good night. Thank you so much. I'm going to read. Oh, this is a question about the hat. Can you only give last question is about hat. If can only give it to one person in the chat, who would it be? If you had to give your hat to one person in the chat, who would it be?
That's really difficult to answer. Like from the chat or from the channel?
Well, he said chat, so let's go with the chat.
Ah, no disrespect to anyone, but definitely Dinomosaurus.
I can understand that. You know, here's how I base everything in life. The person who knows the most about dinosaurs is up here. Everyone else is down here. Just the way it is. I don't make the rules. Okay, well I do.
Nah, that's honestly valid.
There you go. Explain you why you would give it to me. It says explain why you would give it to him.
Because I love you, bro.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's a good way to end the live stream. I love you, bro. I love seeing it. It really is. You know what I mean? When you can express that to someone. One of the things I
Yes.
absolutely love about my channel, everyone has gotten so comfortable saying "I love you," and we say it to each other all the time. You got some places where you just never ever hear it, and I love the fact that now we see it everywhere. Daisy says, "Love you all." Thank you, Daisy. Hey, Eric, good point. I'm gonna.
I mean, personally, I've sorry for interrupting you.
It's okay.
Personally, I always like when I love someone, I always say it like as a friend. I don't know why nobody else says it like besides a few people.
Agreed. Line up them ants. The point. The ants are lined up. All right. With that, Super Champ. Thanks for hanging out with me.
But
Goodbye, guys. I'll see everyone tomorrow if you're around. 5 a.m. live stream. I'm going to do my workout live stream again, and then we'll start singing in the afternoon or dancing, as the case may be. Or some people might be too busy writing up scientific papers on dinosaurology. I don't want to take up all your free time writing that paper. Knock it out and then take the weekend off. You know what I mean? Knock it out tomorrow morning and then take the weekend off. And if you need help from Dino, because he is the expert, feel free. Collaborate together. You guys can do this as a team job. Put on the hats, get the job done. All right? Take care.
you
Tiger
too.
King says, say goodnight, Ed. Finally, someone tells me to say goodnight. Thank you, Tiger King. Take care, Super Champ. Good night, Cat.
You too,
See you
sir.
tomorrow.